Good evening. Hello. Hope your weekend has started off okay. Hope you survived this week of work, whoever you are, whatever corner of the internet you belong to. Today we're playing Blueprints. It's been like a full month since I last played, I think. So we are still, I think, pretty in good stead of memory about the game. But it has been a while. There are some things I'm surely going to have forgotten. My dad was playing this morning, and I was chatting with him because he also managed to get all of the sanctum doors open, get the last postcard, and so we collectively solved the map puzzle in room 46. So for the goal for today, we want to get back to room 46, and we still want to get laboratory experiments done. So those are the two biggest things we've got. We still have a couple of other threads that we are potentially trying to pull. We have the key. It's not bad. I like the sleeping mask at least, and the compass might actually help us today. We have the key to the key of Iris that we don't know what it's for. That's the biggest question mark we've got hanging over us. But yeah, we are otherwise looking forward to seeing. I saw what was in there. I didn't read it with him. I saw that there were a number of things to read in there. We both thought that it was going to be a safe that revealed itself, but since it's not, I have another theory that it's going to be a puzzle with a bust of Marion Marigold. The root cellar is a safe bet. I think we're gonna. It's either the tool shed. If it gives us a shovel, then that's also really good. Then we're gonna go with the tool shed, and we get the shovel and the magnifying glass. Hopefully, that's a good thing. Hopefully, magnifying glass gets us more knowledge out of the map puzzle solution. Just for context, for people who aren't familiar, the map in Herbert Sinclair's office in room 46 has a message on it, 8 realms in 8 months. I think it says that. If not, the postcards that you find in each of the 8 sanctum doors say that. I think, Dan, we want the conference room a little higher up. And you need to place the place pins on the map to track the order of kingdoms, nations, whatever you want to call them, that Herbert visited in the last months of his life. And that will reveal the place, the cache of information. We don't need money. We really don't need money, so we're just gonna stick a chapel here. Words are hard. COVID is what I assume I had. I don't have firm confirmation of that from any reliable source, but the signs were all there, and brain fog is a thing. So pardon me if my words don't come out very eloquently or succinctly. Let's go up one. That's pretty bad having both of those dead-end rooms here. So we are going to put the conference room here, much to my dismay. We're going to go over one more here, and then we're going to... Because if we can get the terrace, that'd be pretty neat. I think it was probably fine. We have both the sleeping mask and the nursery already, so we are set to get all the steps we could possibly need. Yeah, let's go get that gem. So yeah, we're priority. We want to try to get one room that has a terminal. We obviously passed up on the office earlier, but we don't have that many gems. So, you know, there's a fair reason for having done so. Let's do this and see. The commissary here. There's a sledgehammer, not bad. I'll take the running shoes. And we'll take a set of gems early on. Kennel's big. We already have the shovel. Or we go for the Nook. I think we'll go for the Nook. Sledgehammer already. Great feeling. I like the drawing room more than I like the corridor, though hopefully we aren't going to need to worry about keys. Bedroom could be okay, but we can get a free redraw here. Sure. Well, the number of times we have been blocked by security doors and no key cards, it's simply too high. So I am tempted by the utility. Gonna do it. Why not? Turn off. Off. Darkroom. You will automatically turn off. You can't preemptively flip that breaker, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess let's go up the Nook, see if we can get those. Bedroom's tempting. I think we're gonna take the bedroom. And another trunk, which is like, well, whew. Whew. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I kind of want the terrace, but I think the dining room gives us more access. It's probably worth it, since this is the bedroom, it's probably worth it to go. And a salt shaker? What lucky star was I born under for day 94, huh? And the showroom as well? Bam. But I think security. Because we want to up security and we want to check that out, make sure we haven't missed anything. But we want to up security because we have a key card. And it doesn't matter, we can just turn the offline mode to unlock, and it's the same thing, so we won't worry about that. But then we want to log into the network. Man, remember the good old times when the network password was a huge discovery? We're going to access the laboratory and start an experiment. Ooh, all of these are okay. I would have taken this if we had the brute cellar. Room or gems drafting a room. The most we're likely to get with this is 6. But we could spend a lot. I think we are going to be safe for this. We're just going to do security door while we have it. I don't want to risk running out of gems trying to be greedy. So yeah, that's maybe, I don't know. I don't want to be too paranoid, but like maybe it's rewarding us for playing the game again after a while, after a long absence. We're going to keep that here. We don't need the steps yet. And in case we get the weight room, we'll make sure that we have... let's go to a green room, shall we? Make sure we can recover steps if we have to spend them. Greenhouse is what we were hoping for. And then the veranda. But that's a spare veranda. So let's take the just normal greenhouse first. So that would be one tunnel. We could put the planetarium here. Just get it out of the pool. I think is fine. Oh, I didn't mean to go in. Oh well, that's fine. So now we can go back up the conference room and try to do stuff from there. Again, we have a good number of steps and the bedroom to help navigate some of these. Plus, we are blessed by the graces of the running shoes, which is a good feeling after being slighted so often by them. Kind of bad. We want to go to the right instead of the left. That's pretty bad too, because we don't have anything to unlock doors with. I don't want to waste all my keys. I don't want to draft the aquarium though. We could do the workshop, but that's pretty bad for this. So let's do... just pick a wild berry, shall we? Nice. That'd be 2 crates. Let's go over here first, see if we can green room it up here. Paris? Ooh. Let's redraw. Terrace. Literally could not be more perfect. Okay. So let's go over, and we want either the aquarium or the courtyard. Sucks that it's turned that way, but I think that's good enough, because the more luck we have, the better. And a metal detector. Twist my arm. The sick satisfaction I have from not digging up any trash. Justifying the decision to just pick a berry here. The rotunda, huh? That's a waste. Justifying the decision to go for the security bypass rather than the come on, aquarium. Spare veranda, that's fine. That's 3 luck upgrades here. I don't know that I've ever done that before. That's pretty sick. Okay, let's go up. Kitchen's good to have, and we can go up the courtyard if needed. Look at all this free stuff, man. Goodness gracious. I didn't know you could get the battery pack in the kitchen. Yeah, Westspring Hall is what I was hoping for. We have the conference room, so we could spread, but I'd rather keep the pathway up, just in case. We are going to need to find a antechamber lever. We are going to need to go back out. I probably put the closet here, but that's 3 we would have gotten. 4. Okay, so we have the greenhouse, that's a broken lever. If we draft the workshop like we've seen a number of times, we would likely be able to get the broken lever since we already have the battery pack. And so it's at least 1. And whenever we go pull that lever, we'll be able to, we can go back and hold. Well, okay, we do have the Banner of the King, so let's activate that and try to get the throne room. Just because that's another antechamber. That's a room 46 lever that we then wouldn't have to worry about finding elsewhere. I don't care about the kennel, I don't think. We'll just spread. Hopefully get more luck green room stuff. Yeah, keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. We can do the workshop, since the aquarium doesn't really help. That is our broken lever handle. We do kind of want to hold on to it just in case we can get the... in case we need the power hammer, we have all the pieces for it now. Please have a club salad. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna go up with the courtyard before drafting that way. Just so I know what we need there if the courtyard doesn't work out. And we're gonna come here and pick up all these gems and never touch the ballroom. I don't think I've ever had 21 gems without freezing my assets before. That's terrible. Why would you do this to me? Here's the throne room. Oh, we want the throne room real bad, but I think we're going to put the kennel here because we want to be able to draft them all. We don't want to bank it all in the workshop there. And you always pet the dog. Rabbit's foot, you're going to make me even luckier, you say? The downside to the kennel is that if we get the secret garden key, we have to be aware before we unlock doors preemptively. Secret garden key being one of the best ways to get antechamber doors open. Yeah, let's do the Southern Cross. Truly a bounty of gems. We could do the Great Hall, because the Great Hall also has an antechamber lever, and we have 8 keys. I really don't want to take the archives right now, and I don't necessarily want to re-roll right away. You can kind of use the metal detector to tell which side has the spare items. So it seems like this side, so it's one of these 2 doors that has them. So let's open this and see. That really blows. But it's surely got to be behind here. Oh man. Egg on my face. Let's come over and open this door for sure, because we know that it leads somewhere. Laboratories are pretty good. Functionally the same given our access. We're gonna hold on to the rest of our keys just for a bit. We already did an experiment. We don't need to access anything else here. Starfish Aquarium's probably fine. Get us another key or 2. Literally, key or 2. Get us some more steps too. Lock the doors. Greedy part of me wants to say quest bedroom. We could get the locksmith and just have all the keys that we could ever need. I'm gonna say quest bedroom. I wish it had a different decoration style for being the quest bedroom. That's one of the biggest disappointments. I think hallway's perfect because it tells us what door the Great Hall opens from that saves us a key, and it gives us a key. Yeah, so it's just head on. We can go open those other two. Because again, one of them is going to have a bunch of stuff for us, and the other has an antechamber lever. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. We found it. A couple of free things over here. And we're gonna open this one, hoping that we get more free things. I was hoping for a key to replace, but that's still okay. Alright, so we have that door open. Let's go back up the hallway and see if we can connect it. Throne room. If you could rotate throne room, I would draft you. You could rotate just one orientation. As it is, I think the boiler room gets us where we want to go with the least downside. I mean, the worst thing that we get out of the dark room here is a bad corner draft, and I think we're fine with that. We don't want a red room, so it's not going to be the ballroom. I can't think of too many one gem rooms. Hey, wouldn't you know it? We actually don't hate this. It's by lockpick kit, because my lockpicking skill has been increased. Just by 3 keys. Okay. We are going to see if we can draft the just going to take my allowance token. We're going to see if we can draft the throne room rather than going all the way back. If we draft the throne room here, that's terrible. Because that's going to block off all of this. I kind of want to go draft the workshop over and see if we can go up, because the throne room here from the bottom would be great. But that's quite the detour, so I think we're just going to go for it here. And wouldn't you know it? That sucks. How many times are we going to gamble not getting the throne room again? Vestibule's great here. We'll agreed. We have the lockpick kit, so hopefully. Why do you always turn the worst ways? I think we'll just take the solarium, because I think the throne room is still a rare or unusual room. Wow, really? Really? We've got the steps. I don't think I want to waste a key. It's gonna be so hard. We're still not gonna do the archives. Throne room, perfect, deal. Ta-da! Take that. We have now access to room 46. We don't need to go all the way around. And we are fairly close. We don't need the vault for anything. Probably don't need the pool hall for anything either. We could pick a berry. That could end far more poorly than just picking a room that goes over. We don't need all the antechamber doors open, I don't think. I don't know how much we care about solving this, given what could be behind it, but we have a record to consider. So 10 minus 4 is 6 times 3 is 18. 7 minus 3 is 4 times 10 is 40. Minus 2 is, or divided by 2 is 20. 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 8. Minus 7 is 1 times 18 is 18. Divided by 3 is 6. Hooray for being easy. I was hoping it would be the secret garden key, but we could take the maid's chamber, the parlor. We'll just take the maid's chamber, I think. Give us more steps. Take the attic, sure. Freezer would have been cool. There's usually, if not always, a treasure map in here, but it doesn't look like... Oh, wow. Okay, well, it doesn't look like we have the treasure map, and we get a bunch of useless gems and the secret garden key. So, okay, let's go room 46, and let's solve that map puzzle. And, again, we have the throne room. I want to bring the Blueprints crown here and see if it does anything. Ta-da! Okay. So, I'm gonna intentionally place one of them incorrectly. We want to. We were surprised when we got it right the first try. Because we thought it more likely that wherever we placed it would have been correct. Words are hard. That's good. Yeah, so it cares only about the countries. It doesn't care about the specific places. So we spent a while trying to narrow down the exact places that he would have been, because you can place them on so many spots. Anyway, okay. Certified copy, deed, Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Aurave of Trinsdale. A new Finn Clark, Stationers, Reddington, Fen Iries. So, Aurave of Trinsdale, that's Clara Epson's mother, as I recall. Room 46. Just taking some pictures real quick. Gonna look up the root cellar. Clara Epson's mother-in-law. Okay, so that is Herbert Sinclair's mother, Thomas Sinclair's wife. does open. Know all men by these presents, that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the northern range of the Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey to the bearer of this document, Lady Arave of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Hollyleaf Mountain, with all the rights, privileges, and appurtenances thereunto belonging. Boundaries. The property of Mount Holly consists of dense woods flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by mountain spring streams, and punctuated by several runoff waterfalls. This area is sheltered between the summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning across 80-odd acres of land. Property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded on the south by steep crags, and abutting to the east by the high road to Tanner Fork. Covenants. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, covenant, promise, and agree with Lady Arave, her heirs and assigns, that I am lawfully seized and possessed of the said premises, that the same are free and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to said Lady Arave, her heirs and assigns, and that I will warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever. In hand and seal, I make my mark in the grand year of Fen Iris, 1912, Lord Arthur Clementine. That's a very sus signature. Okay, so it's the deed to Mount Holly, which is pretty big, I guess. I'm just taking another picture. Apologies for the delay. Okay. The last will and testament of Herbert S. Sinclair. I, Herbert S. Sinclair, the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I declare that I am not and have never been married and have no children. That's true, I guess. It's his brother who got married. First, I direct that all my debts and outstanding expenses be paid as soon after my decease as possible. Secondly, I direct all the servants and staff in my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such an occasion, until such a time as a new master of Mount Holly bids their return. In the event that the aforesaid reserves for this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate is found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment, and to do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Thirdly, to my faithful valet Hartley Rowetta, I hereby gift to him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devoted service. I direct that my executor take such steps as are necessary to transfer ownership of the said lake house to Hartley Rowetta, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Furthermore, to my late cousin Tillion's 2 children, Courtney Farine and Rygard Farine, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions, I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour, but only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with the patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. So that's the Courtney that we've been questioning about for a while. Courtney Farine, which means it's not the Courtney who was part of the administrative logs. That was, I believe, PROC or PROVC. Anyway, in the case that Lionel Epson should return from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should present themselves, bequeath to him or them, as the case may be, the diary and its related key, which formerly belonged to his sister Clara Epson, which I have kept in her room and beside her grave, respectively and respectfully. In addition, it is my fervent desire that the gallery, along with all the artwork contained within, be bestowed upon the Reddington Museum of Art, including the sculptures, exhibits, and the entire collections of drawings by Christopher Manson, comprised of 4 pieces entitled Think, Ponder, Realize, and I forget what the last one is. This generous donation should be made 1 year hence following the date of my earthly departure, when it will be removed from Mount Holly's draft pool. So it's entirely possible to completely miss in a place in one save file the Room 8 trophy, because a year from anyone who plays 365 days of this, though. Goodness gracious. Moreover, to the Grand Cathedral of Araha, I bequeath 8 stone statues sculpted in the likenesses of the 8 Aheron angels: Orinda, Lydia, Rinna, Joya, Dauya, Dauha, Vea, Mila, and Draxus. These sculpted figures have been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations, and even though there has been much debate over their natural numerical order, they've nevertheless remained steadfast in their safeguarding of our family's secrets. I trust that they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Araha that same level of stewardship. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all the rest, residue, and remainder of my estate, and of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly, as a token of the cordial and affectionate friendship which for nearly a half-century his grandmother, Clara Epson, has shown me. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate of Mount Holly. This room, among other things of value, holds the physical deed to the entire estate, as well as many other personal effects and policies of insurance. The location of the room has been kept secret from all of the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall elapse, and the above clauses on this page and provisions pertaining to that clause shall be considered null and void, and the rest of my estate shall be disposed of and gifted to the Arindian Heritage Foundation, under condition that the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances that the site shall not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death, whichever day shall come first. It doesn't say when he should fail, so presumably it's when he chooses to give up. As one final gift to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not, I leave and bequeath to him the original manuscripts of his mother's works that were produced here under the roof of her childhood home. These preliminary draft copies include Red Prince, which she wrote while visiting the estate during the brightest of her days, and a new clue, which she penned here during the darkest. I hope that in due time and in the bolded, the natural order of things, you will come to be content, as I have, with what little of herself she left us. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Okay, so notably, he died in November, or at the very end of October. He died about a week before all of this happened, all the game happened. So he made this about 9 months, eight or 9 months before he died. We had this suspicious note that Anne left us that says he seemed to have some kind of premonition about his incoming death. So whether he died of natural causes or not is still a little unclear, but he seemed to know when he was going to pass on. And so he changed all of this fairly long in advance. It doesn't look like there's anything magnifiable here. I don't see any specific things. But now we need to know which statues associate with which names. I know about half of these for sure. I know Arinda, I know Rinna, I know Joya, and I know Draxus. I know Mila too, because in the Lost and Found we found yeah, Mila's the broom one. So we can brute force this if we want. I know, because I had accidentally looked it up, that there was a sequence to pull the statues in the tomb in his will. And so this is the sequence we need to go pull. So we're gonna go do that as soon as we can. Okay. This room, among other things of value, holds the physical deed, as well as many other personal effects and policies of insurance. So it's ostensibly holds policies of insurance. I don't see policies of insurance here. I see this note, and I see this guidance, and I see this blueprint. But policies of insurance, not as such. These seem to be the cuckoo clocks stilled at the sacred hour that he left to Courtney Farine and Rygard Farine. What a name. So that's doesn't mean anything yet, but you know, we hope that it would mean something at some point. Again, we have busts of everyone except Marion. And again, Marigold is not her actual last name. Her actual last name was Jones after marriage, and Epson prior to. Yeah, I think, or Sinclair. One of the two. I don't remember offhand. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the throne room, see if the blueprint's crown does anything in the throne room. And then if not, I think we're gonna go end our day in the planetarium. We only bypassed a single security door, which is absolutely tragic. I turned security up, man, but I guess it's possible that a number of the security doors were just open from other avenues. I don't, still disappointing. Okay. The Blueprint's crown doesn't seem to do anything, which is kind of sad. I didn't extensively click around through here. I was mostly elated that I had just gotten the last Sanctum key. Suits of armor, by the way, I think they're a cool concept, but I would just be freaked out every time I had to walk past one. Because of all of the, living armor horror stories and just stress things, but also just the possibility of people hiding in them. Anyway, okay. So it doesn't seem to do anything. The room itself says reclaim the crown. So there's gotta be something we can do with it. We don't have any black gems. And so I don't know if the original Orindian crown had gems associated with it. My dad talked about the theory, the possibility of needing to gather all of the other crown jewels for a reason in a day, which is possible. It's a possibility for sure. But I can't imagine why you would turn the Blueprint's crown back to a red crown, given, how much we all hate Fen Iris. Okay, so let's go end the day in the planetarium. I think that'll be fine. Joya is the chef angel, because she's the one on the lunchbox, and Joya, nice meal. Rinna is the one we have in the cloister. She is the farmer lady. Orinda is the one with the scepter and shield, which we know from the final exam, and from one other thing. I think one of Sinclair's other messages that he left. And I just need to express my salt. One of the other streams I did, we walked through the entire house and the shoes triggered twice, but they've triggered like 4 times in this casual stroll we've done. And it doesn't even matter. It mattered then, it does not matter now. So I would like to submit a formal complaint with Dugubomb, the developers of this game, for hating me and cursing my runs with the unluck of the shoes. Oh no, I wanted to eat that. I wanted to skip the cutscene though, but you can't skip the cutscene. You just have to sit and listen to him eat. Ugh. Freaking every time you dig up the buried treasure, it's like a full 10 seconds of just digging noises that you can't skip. Anyway, mild complaints about this game. I don't think there's anything else here. So we'll just end in the planetarium to get more stars. Call it a day. Dang straight, it's an archaeological castle. So having a throne room makes it a castle. Don't know if that matters, but it's good to know. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into the house first, and we're gonna draft until we can get the boudoir and get the dice, so that we can try to reroll for sure to get the 2. It is a nice hack that I have used in the past, because I upgraded the boudoir to have reroll dice, because I thought that would be a good plan, and so far it has turned out quite well. Words. And wouldn't you know it, it sucks to put the boudoir here, but that's not the purpose of the day. We don't need to get to room 46 today, because we still have, but we have the Banner of the King. So we're gonna try to Black Prince, and with 2 rerolls and the Black Prince influence, we should get the tomb. I don't know how much more of the game we have left. There's still the one big puzzle mentioned earlier. We have the Key of Iris, and we don't know where to use it. I'm not going to be surprised if we use it in the tomb. There are still a number of things that I've not encountered that I have heard. Well, didn't even have to try. A number of things that I don't. Yeah, there's still some new clue things that I don't know for sure if they've been solved. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the list that I have. 6. Okay, so again, Orindia, Lydia, Rina, Joya, Dowager, Vea, Mila, and Draxus. Draxus is the scythe guy down here. So Orinda first. This with the hoe, I think, is Rina. This is Joya. No, this is Rina. The hoe is Mila. Okay, so that means it's either Duster Lady, Broom Lady, or Riding Crop Lady is Lydia. Let's go with Riding Crop Lady first. The hoe is Rina. According, yeah, so I'm hoping I have this written down right. Rina. Okay. Joya. Let's say you are Dowager and you are Vea. And then Mila. Ooh, technically we have a finite limit. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to do. It did not do anything extra that was denoted by a cutscene. So let's undo it. Technically we have a finite limit of tries, but I think the number of possible permutations is lower than the number of steps that we have. And again, we can likely get the tomb as often as we need to brute force this, though I cannot assure any of our viewers right now that that is going to be entertaining TV. But yeah, this is the strongest lead that we've got, unfortunately, so we're going to pull it and make sure we can get it. So again, Lydia, let's assume the same, that this is Lydia, and then we'll swap. We'll do Broom and then Duster this time. Oh, I didn't lift this one up. Rip. I don't know if that's gonna affect it. Probably will. Let's be honest, it probably will. But let's do Broom, and then Duster, then you. Because I feel like there's got to be some way to learn the names of all the angels. Oh, that didn't do anything. Okay, it just froze for the interaction. That's kind of sad. I got excited. Because it doesn't freeze for the undoing. Anyway, my understanding is that the cloister can be drafted as any of the 8 guardian angels. It just picks 3. It picks 3 depending on a whole pattern I read about. Yeah, so I only know Rinna as such because I have the Cloister of Rinna. Again, the Lost and Found has a little statuette of Mila. Okay, so I'm incorrect. Mila is the broom lady, not the pitchfork lady. So that's embarrassing, to say the least, but that's good to know. Glad I looked, I guess. Okay, so let's try this again. And to make it easy on ourselves, we're going to again assume that this is Lydia. Rinna. Joya. And then again, we'll do these cross ones for Dowager, Bea, Mila. And again, all the way back down to the catacombs for Draxus. Okay, wow, we're so lucky. Okay, what is this? Oh, these are the original drafts. Okay. Not scary at all, not intimidating at all, but we don't have a magnifying glass. We're gonna see if that matters. The Red Prince. Once, crossed out, there was a Red Prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown of rubies and a red castle made of stone. So this is distinctly different from the actual text. Catacomb. Get this pictured. I love how the music always gets really intense when you find something. Okay. Picture taken. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. So we have here pictured again a rose, an apple, a fire hydrant, and a wagon. We have the Irie sigil, which was, which would be a distinct and far too political choice to be published in a Fen Iris publication. So clearly that had to be taken out. He could not stand the sight of a canary or crow, affirming that we know that this is a reference to these countries. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. We didn't. That line's not included in the original, or the full published one. It says something about the clouds, I think. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky, underlined, was not a red hue. This picture is different. That looks like... it looks kind of like the Fen Iris capital. He's just walking along, reading a book. Much more simplified. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. So that's quoting from the cutscene you get when you first get to room 46. That's the same quote, because I remembered it because it sounded pretty lit. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. That looks kind of like a peacock, or could be implied to be peacock green, but I don't want to assume that. Don't know what the planetarium would have to do with her interests in the world she wants to share. Doesn't look like anything specific that he's reading. It might just be with the Red Prince. But one day, The prince saw something new, and if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted, and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue. There isn't a nation that is blue, which is, again, an interesting thing. It is interesting that there isn't a nation associated with blue. Orange, yellow, purple, white, green, red, black. Yellow. Okay. So he has a scepter and something. That, I mean, that could be the cursed statuette from the Black Bridge book. That would be pretty neat, to say the least. The guards look a little frickin' creepy. Bannerets, a lobster. Don't know how much that matters. This is pretty much one for one. Again, that's a different one. That's a different picture. Nursery. I just have the books page. No, I don't have the books page. Just scanning through if I have pictures of the Red Prince. I don't think I do. I don't know if I took pictures of all the pages. That's okay. Okay, yeah. Cool. And then let's read A New Clue, first edition. Unpublished manuscript. All he needed was to find a new clue. If he found a new clue, he would know what to do. If he knew what to do, he'd likely find two, or tell you, or you are looking for a new clue too. The clues come together like a pair of new shoes. I definitely think I want the magnifying glass, so that will be our goal when we go back to the house. We'll add in final dead herrings, depart, medium gate, double check with Kirk about documents. Corner cases are correct though. He had retraced his sketches and studied the files, rewritten his theories, and gone through the piles of the evidence shown to nobody known, and retraced his steps as it stretched on for miles. Kirk Darren, pseudonym, security officer. So he was involved too. Oh, that's stressful. Too much overlap with clue in the secret passage. Interesting. He had looked high and low in all of the rooms. He had searched every corner in all of the tombs. Or in this case, he had checked every space. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. Note to publisher, insert small case number is barely visible between the marked words above. Ooh, that's hype. I'm going to take a picture of just these numbers so that it's bigger on my screen and easier to read. We did do this. This is what led us to the Key of Iris, and I think this is the part of the cipher, but I don't know where that shows up in the tomb. Anyway. He had looked and he looked under beds and in nooks. He questioned the maids, he questioned the cooks. It was already over when he spoke to the chauffeur, who told him new clues were found only in books. Replace Fork with something connected to 10. That didn't happen, but Tanner Fork is number 10 on the Metro. And tome after tome that the library loaned, and the books that he had that he already owned, were searched from their colors all the way through. If you found a new clue, you know what to do. Tender Cipher, Lunar named Uncle Aw, Draft the Sixes. We have all that. Cuckoo 2. We did know that these are cuckoo clocks in room 46. This is implying that we need to rotate them to different times. Somehow. I don't think we've had that interactable option. Yeah, but that might be different now that we've done this. He changed all the letters and the lines that he found. Lines as in ranks or lines as in spines. So ranks is potentially a big clue. He checked all the colors for each key that he wound. A nod to my uncle's parlor game. He doubled the meaning of each seasonal greeting, as my mother used to call me. Oh, that's cute. And found that the diction of each word was sound. Unending homophones. Mary, Mary, Gates, Gates, right, right. Lower word, your name, draft the sixes, shifted extras, the fixed stars, dead end, denoted in verse. We have that picture from the music room. That same treble clef. It was removed from this page. I can't think of any homophones for either denoted in verse, but you never know. Ooh. He stayed up all night and studied the maps. He laid out the floor plans and measured the gaps. And if his directory was a trajectory, it was nothing short of a full metal lapse. From what I was told, I believe Margle's directory is currently 22 rooms short of completion. No cause for concern yet, as Uncle has thankfully removed Pump Room from the draft pool. Okay, so yeah. That confirms that they were hiding in the safe house rather than the shelter for longer. They were in the shelter for a little bit, but not for the longest time. A man obsessed and Cuckoo 2. Okay. They would say as he would wander through, the best medicine is not yet evidence. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. It looks largely the same. But Cuckoo 2. Cuckoo 2. Two cuckoo clocks for Courtney and Reinard. And having read this so many times, having scoured over each of the lines, have you exhausted your search? Have you seen all the signs, one per page? Dead end major key, that's the same. Seen all the signs, metro, major. This draft doesn't have the 3 pictures that the other one does. Show the entire route. Or is there perhaps something due? Something overlooked but now in view? Have you really found it? Could it finally be true? If it's a new clue, you know what to do. Remove sign from this final illustration. Remind Randolph to set this up before we leave. Handwritten, typed, yep. And that's a red memo as well. Okay. So notably, cook and maid. I do have pictures of a new clue ready. Question the maids, question the cooks. On that page in the real book, the maid does not look like a maid. So it's possible that the maid is red herring. It does change platform to route. Okay, so I have I can pull this up if you guys are interested to see the comparisons between the pictures too. It covers the words, but we're not focusing on the words right now. Cook and maid. Again, it looks like the cook and the maid are not. They don't look distinct. The cook looks like a cook. The maid does not look like a maid. Um, Depart was cut off. We have this the corner cases with the suspect list that got added. Dead cases. And then medium gate that was marked for another thing. Doesn't seem too different, but I mean, you never know. The dead case list looks to be the same. Okay. Oh, so it was a king in this picture. Orindia is here. She did take away the hint about the grid. Keep Left was here. Has a mouth in the original draft. I think she was drawing more from experience. No windows on the draft version. Wanted to replace fork with something connected to 10, but did not do that. And notably, different outfit for the maid, similar outfit for the cook, and there's a fork instead of the 3 fruits. Oh, I'm sorry, replace fork with something connected to 10. So, you know, apple plus orange plus banana is 10, 2 plus 3 plus 5. So that's good to know that that is not something I have to worry about, because my dad and I have been frustrated over the apple, banana, orange conspiracy for a while. So again, Cuckoo 2, these clocks are the same. They're set to the sacred hour. They're the same ones in the study. This looks like the study. The stack of books here doesn't look meaningfully changed. It's different. It doesn't look meaningfully changed. Someone is holding the sign in the picture, and they look like different designs for characters, but not drastically different. And the ciphers are the same. He doesn't have glasses in the draft version. He does here, but that could again just be like details for the final edit. Mary was removed a little bit. But again, everything else here looks roughly the same. And again, denoted adverse was removed. So a whole row was removed, because we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ranks here. Rank 8 and rank 9. 9 is where the antechamber is. 10 is where room 46 is. So the moon floating there is a little intimidating, but I'm not certain what it's meant to refer to. This one was pretty much the exact same. Glasses, again, different. And yeah. And then swap king with rook. Okay, so that's why it was swap, is that's the nose to swap king with rook, but it's also telling you how to solve the puzzle. And so this picture is more cut off than this picture. This picture shows the entire route that is intended to be taken, which is to my credit, not my dad's. He had a different idea once he found the safe room and found the Metro map. His route ends at the Fen Iries Museum, which is covered in this image. Mine ends at Route 9, which is just right there. So there are broken pieces around the lamp. There aren't broken pieces around the teacup. Everything else seems largely cosmetic, besides obviously the addition of the pictures here. Missing pens here, but that could just be, again, cosmetic. That's the second to last page. Here it is. Suspect is minor, suspect is major, suspect is minor. Suspect is the suspect is a key, admin key. We did get that on the way. Everything else seems... So the removal of platform 8 left room to add pictures of other people. This green scribble here, I am curious. Again, we're going to go see if we can get the magnifying glass to come back down here and look at this again, just in case. I don't remember if I've checked out a new clue or if it is, or we're going to have to go do that. But, you know, that will be a goal. That will be our goal for today. So, crazy stuff. Good to have a bunch of new leads. Something due is interesting. The biggest lead is he'd likely find 2, which makes me think there are at least 2 clues per page. Or clues come together like a pair of blue shoes. I wanted to check out the cook and the maid in the group photo in the maid's bedchamber. We'll think about some of these edits. I think a lot of them are to match lines. Insert small case numbers, barely visible, between the marked words above. Okay, anyway, so let's cover this up and let's go see if we can find a freaking magnifying glass. I hope that that door stays open and that I don't have to remember which statue was which. We'll see though, and hopefully we don't, hopefully we don't have to come back. Hopefully we can just find the magnifying glass quickly and not have to draft things again. Okay. Magnifying glass is most likely to be in the shop, in the commissary. We're gonna go see if we can drop that first. So let's make sure we have some gems as well. Hopefully we're still on the easy puzzles. Good, good. But the mentioned the parlor puzzle. That was the colors comment. He checked all the colors for each key that he wound. A nod to my uncle's part of the puzzles. He checked all the colors for each key that he wound. That's interesting. Because again, black, Orindia, white, Morajai, blue, not a nation. Only one statement is false, only one statement is true. The gems are in a box with a false statement. The easiest thing is that this is true, this is false, this is true, and they're here. So we're just gonna go for that. I do not like belaboring these puzzles, and more often than not, I prove to be smarter than I fear that I am. And I can get them correct off of the first assumptions that I make. So happy that it worked out that time. Happy I didn't embarrass myself, but you know, I will find ways to embarrass myself regardless of what I do. Office lets us start an experiment, so I think we'll put the office here, and it gives us another gem. Never hurts. Every room we drop in the next 40 seconds, remove a crate from the tunnel. That's tempting. I think we're going to do the 2 gems drafting room. I don't want to have that stress on me when we're just trying to find the library, ideally, and magnifying glass. But we'll spend gems. We'll definitely spend gems. I don't hate dining room. I don't hate chapel. I think the chapel's going to come up more likely, and hopefully it'll still be a good thing that it does. We are going to take the lunchbox now, because we're already pretty low on steps from our journeys back and forth. We don't have that many keys, so we want to get out of the... out of the East Wing if possible. Hi, buddy. You always pet the dog. We'll do the observatory. Probably the best pick here. Because that gives us a bunch of rerolls. I don't want the Southern Cross today. I don't want to have that on me. Throne Room does not refund our gems like most other big investments do. I don't think we need it, so we're going to redraw. Let's take... the chapel's not great either, so we'll take the commissary. Betrayed, no magnifying glass, but the shovel will help us get through rooms. We'll take everything. Why not, as they say. Jeez. We have the dining room, so maybe we do put the storeroom here. Sure. Make sure we don't, because one of the problems is that I have a bunch of dead-end rooms that I have as fairly common. And so we do need to get them out of the way so that they don't screw us over later. Let's go down and draft this room just while we're here. If we can get the nursery, that'd be pretty neat. Breaker box is probably okay. So the suggestion to look under nooks makes me wonder. I've not seen any specific reward from the treasure maps in any specific room. I've not seen that before, but I don't know that it can't happen. So I think with looking under nooks, our best bet is going to be to try to get the... That's very good. Try to get the treasure map to land on the nook and then dig it up. I have 5 keys, so we're going to open this. That sucks. But we have security, so that's really good. Because that means we can up security and turn it off. 15 coins, those are in the tomb. Set security level high. Change offline mode. Unlocked. I reiterate, the number of times that we've been blocked off because we didn't have a key card is too stinking high. So again, let's go over and see what we can do. Weight room wouldn't kill us. We're about as low as we ever feel comfortable being. We have not drafted the kitchen yet. I think I'm going to go over the chapel anyway, instead of the weight room. We'll see if we can push our luck there a little. There you are. We're going to redraw these for sure. I think conference room here is pretty good, because when we want to be able to direct the spread of fruit from the secret garden, and having this proximate to where we're likely to do that is good, I hope. That's so dumb. Why? We could do the corridor, but I think we're gonna do pool hall because it'll give us more keys. If it gives us the key card, I'm going to cry. I will cry. I will just break down because of the number of times it has not given me the key card when I actually needed it. Okay, 3. Okay, is this times 1 squared or times 1 times 2 squared? Let's go with both first. So 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. Squared is 36. Minus 10 is 26. Divided by 2 is 13. Okay, you don't square it twice. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Times 4 is negative 4. Squared is positive 16. I hate this. 10. Minus 1 minus 3. That's 6. Squared, rounded to the nearest 10 is 40. Divided by 10 is 4. Okay. Silver key is acceptable. We'll take a silver key. Because the silver key could be a good thing to put here or a good thing to put here. Do we want to put it here? I think so. Oh, these are so bad. These are so bad. King Ramirez is awful here. Because there's almost no way we're going to get all the way back over there to use it. I love the Cloister of Rinna, but I'm not... yeah, not doing that. So let's redraw. We have the stars. We turned the lights off in the gymnasium already. The aquarium, though, is oriented perfectly, so we're going to do that. Plus, you know, giving us a suite of good items. I think I am going to take the compass here. We're going to dig this so it's unlocked. So I guess we're going to check to see if the side door needed to be unlocked first. Bedroom is turned properly, so let's do that. We have exactly 2 hallways. So it cuts off the bottom there, but honestly, doubling our keys right now could be huge. We have the pool hall and the starfish aquarium. I think we're going to do that. A little bit of a greed choice, but we'll take a bunch of extra steps for sure. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in here except the cute little pet that somehow stays alive even on the days that I don't draft the bunk beds. Ooh, I still want the nursery, but we gotta keep going here. We don't want the security to be our last hope here. Workshop. We don't need the keys as much as we need the gems, so we're gonna do the workshop here. It's fine. We'll take a sledgehammer for sure. We don't have the battery pack. Corridor. Always unlocked. Again, we kind of want the secret garden here, but the other options weren't options per se. You're gonna do me like this? Dark room, fine. Please be a locked door. You're not locked. My experience has been that 90% of the time, when I pick the dark room and draft in darkness, I draft the furnace. I don't want to spend my last gem here. Okay, not the furnace. That's fine. This also gives us a gem. And it gives us food. We can go eat dinner when we need to head back to security. Which is good. That's huge. That's 10 out of 10. Of course you're locked. I was hoping for one with 2 gems. I don't know. Okay, that's acceptable. Get it out of the draft pool. Not necessarily happy about it, but not upset. it does mean we're banking all our hopes on security, but we've gotten fairly far. Farther than I was afraid, at the very least, and we have a good supply of steps to help us get the rest of the way. All the dead ends we drafted got spread to here. That's good. We don't need the coins, but, you know, never hurts. Okay. The truth. What do we get? Laboratory could be okay. We're gonna save the dining room just because we have 55 steps. It'll be better if we can go to it later. Let's do one redraw. That's worse. That's actually worse. Foyer. That could be good. Probably a good bet. Green rooms are not free, or I would say the secret passage would be good. Yeah. I'm increasingly suspicious of our likelihood of getting all the way to the end here. Getting even to, getting the library would just be a nice, lucky event. Do the gymnasium, it's probably fine. We turn the lights off. And the sneakers. Big fan of sneakers. Let's keep going up, I think. This is a perfect time to use the secret garden key. Because now we can go get more food spread if we need. I don't think we're going to turn all the levers, because it's just such a long series of cutscenes. I'd like to take the conservatory. We can take the quest bedroom. That motivates me to twist the levers, unfortunately. We don't want the maid's chamber, even though it does turn sideways. We just don't want to. We want things to be lying around the house because we need gems. I think we do the hallway, that the kitchen could be good. We definitely need stuff. We don't need keys. Let's do the hallway. Maybe they'll give us a gem. Ha! Heaven forbid it give us a gem. We'll just take 2 keys that we don't need. This will give us some gems for sure. By some, I mean at least one. What is... Surely not that. We'll take some rerolls. There's just another key here. Okay. Ooh. I don't really want to put the foundation there, especially not oriented like that. We only have 1, 2... 2 gear doors. But when the walls don't line up, I'm pretty sure it defaults to where the doors could go. That's how I cheesed it. One of the sanctum doors is in the mechanarium. And no, you don't need to have 8 gear rooms. You need to have... I managed to draft it so that it drafted upwards here, or upwards to here, and had no adjoining doors, and so all the gears I had went to just the side doors, which got us the key. So I think we're going to do this one. And hopefully it works out the way I want it to. Yes, it does lead there. Okay. You already opened that one. Dang. Well, that's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, silver key here is probably a good choice, especially if we can get the Great Hall. Closed exhibit. Security doors are down, so I think that's fine. I'm shocked we haven't seen the library once. Shocked. Absolutely flabbergasted. We have not seen the library. Same problem. I don't really want the Foundation here. I don't want the maid's chamber. I can't afford the throne room, so let's redraw. Well, okay, sometimes you just have to whine, I guess. But do we want it if we don't have the magnifying glass? Sometimes you can get the magnifying glass in the light. I don't have luck in general. I have luck in green rooms. And so my odds of... The odds are astronomical, to say the least. Courtyard likely has a trunk. Honestly, I think we just take the coat check and we just don't worry about it. I don't want... I'm pretty sure that the library currently has a new clue waiting in it. So unless we get the magnifying glass, I don't think I want to draft the library. We don't need that many steps left, so I think we can do the weight room here. Not to mention it does open a door, which is not awful. Again, that's pretty dang bad. Let's just do the archives. At this point, it doesn't matter as much. Gets us our West bedroom payoff. We don't really need the allowance per se, but I also haven't purchased blue tents. So we could draft out of here. That's actually kind of neat. This is 2 gems, and it might as well, you know? Because we can buy the emerald bracelet and probably the chronograph, just in case we re-roll and don't like what we get. I don't think the emerald bracelet counts for triggering paying 2 gems, but that doesn't matter. We have a couple of tomorrow rooms. We have at least 1 tomorrow room. I think we'll just go for the archived one. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. Rip me, I guess. It's on this page. Yeah, the numbers are there, actually. You can read them, just barely. The question is, do the case numbers matter? For something other than just writing down the words that are next to them. All checked. Corner. Case. Rooms. Had a low case clue found in the room. So we already, so okay, that's fine. That's fine. I guess we already knew that. Um, so the that gives me mixed feelings, because it seems like this is trying to help you solve a new clue, but it's telling me things that I've already solved. That's crazy that those numbers have actually been there the whole time, though. Okay, what else did we want to see with a magnifying glass on the proper book, though? Clue. Likely tell you. I don't know, was there anything else that we needed to see? Comparing the text is something. Where is it? Here. And we can move that over here. Compare the text if we want, because of the evidence shown to nobody knows, that switches to of the evidence present and the precedence evident, which is a much more clever phrase for sure. He had looked high and low in all of the rooms. He had searched every corner and all the tombs. In this particular case, changed from for in this case, he had checked every space. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. He looked and looked under beds and in nooks. So if it's too obvious to say in nooks to look for something, again, is that just saying that the nook is one of the corner cases, or is there something more defined? He questioned the maids, he questioned the cooks. It was already over when he spoke to the chauffeur, who told him new clues were found only in books. So changed from and. So tome after tome that the library loaned, and the books that he had that he already owned, were searched from their covers, their colors, all the way through, and found a clue, he'd know what to do. He changed all the letters and lines that he found. He checked all the colors of the spines that were bound. He doubled the meaning of each seasonal greeting and found that the diction of each word was sound. He stayed up all night and studied the maps. He laid out the floor plans and measured the gaps. And if his directory was a trajectory, was considered a trajectory, it was nothing short of a full mental lapse. A man obsessed in Cuckoo 2, they would say, not in quotes in the, it's hard to read, but not in quotes in the first manuscript. They would say as he would wander through, the best medicine is not yet evident, scratched out for evidence, which is in the full text. If he found a new clue, we'd know what to do. And having read this book so many times, having scoured over each of its cryptic lines, each of its cryptic lines, have you exhausted your search? Have you seen all the signs? Or is there perhaps something new, again, scratched out from do, something overlooked and now in view? Have you finally found it? Could it really be true? If it's a new clue, you know what to do. Well, that's, again, a little disappointing. We do still have a couple of things to look at from this, but what a time, to say the least. Screw you, library, for showing up when we didn't. Okay, well, that's pretty much our day. So if we go eat, we might be able to end up in the planetarium and re-get the things that we spent. So let's try that. I hate to say this, but I think this has to be the last day for me. I was unable to sleep very well last night again, and woke up at 3:30 this morning and did not go back to sleep. So I'm a little tired, a little wired, and I'm going to need some time to think about some of these things. So this will be the last day that we do. But I mean, 28 people, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hanging out. I genuinely appreciate it. Most of the Blueprint streams I've done have been very poorly attended. If you're interested in seeing the other escapades, I have all the streams as VODs on the channel. Some fun things happened, some fun. The first day especially, the first stream, we got stupidly lucky. We can go back up this way and go munch on a bunch of fruit. I don't plan to stream this weekend. I have a couple other things that I need to be about. And I'm also just going to be trying to sleep a lot tomorrow. But I will be streaming on Monday. I've started playing Skyward Sword, which, again, we'll see how consistent that stream is. Nintendo Direct today, I didn't stream that, but they did announce a number of very exciting games with release dates not that far out. And so we will certainly interrupt our Monday streams to play some of those. But yeah, okay, so we got the original manuscripts. There are some things in A New Clue to look at, the original script that we need to just verify against. I still don't have any idea about the cipher, the dead end in major key. That still confuses me. And the denoted in verse is something else I'm gonna have to talk to my dad about, see if he's had any experience with it. But yeah, we have cool stuff. That was a pretty big day, pretty big couple of days. So next day we're gonna be trying to get a magnifying glass just to see if there's anything missing in or anything that we need to find in the manuscripts. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day. Again, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed watching, please like the video. That will help me feel more encouraged to stream because I've been having a bit of a tough time recently. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed watching. Again, I do have the VODs of all the other streams and blueprints. I have a good running commentary throughout. If you just want background noise of someone thinking through things, then I've been told I have a very soothing voice. Feel free to go check those out. My next stream will be on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, playing Skyward Sword, unless something else comes up that would be more fun. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have fun things planned. Enjoy the last fading dregs of summer as we go into fall. I prefer fall, not everyone does. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you again, and as always, bye-bye.